Ladies and gentlemen, my lovely connoisseurs of the culture, I am so excited. Today is a glorious day here on Atlas Wednesdays, as I'm certain most people know, especially because at the time of this video, it was just announced just the other day. I have been losing my mind. Now, I don't even know how to calm down. Sorry, just give me a second. I'm so flippin' excited. You have no idea. Actually, some of you guys probably do know, but most of you don't. By the time this video is popping up, which this is early June, so it might come out in like July or something, it doesn't matter. I'm the lovely voice you can't forget, the Incredible V, and I am super excited for the future because they just announced Persona 4's remake called Revival, which I kind of wish they called it something else, but you know what? Whatever, I have my theories on it. But yes, Persona 4 remake was just announced, and your boy is extremely ecstatic. But obviously, we can't just be talking all about Persona 4 this episode, even though that's going to be a good portion of it. So I'm just going to throw you right now, for any Persona 3 diehards out there who are like, V doesn't like Persona 3. Come on, don't be like that. I've gone on record and stated it. Persona 4 is my favorite video game of all time. There are some that come close, but Persona 4 still has a nice, beautiful spot in the center of my heart. And I don't think anything's going to move it out of the way, except for maybe Legend of Heroes, but I'll talk about that later. But yes, they announced Persona 4 Remake, and the hype levels are real. Again, they're calling it Persona 4 Revival. We'll talk more about that, but first, let's get to the recap, because welcome back to episode Aigis in Persona 3 Reload. I am just currently been farming off camera. I'm about to just do this Monad door in case you guys are wondering why I'm here. But I'm so excited. Welcome, Duck to the stream. Jumped in with a hey question. Go for it. Answer. I will happily take your answer. How close to your real self is Vitamin DGR? I am Vitamin DGR. What? How close is your real self is? But I am Vitamin DGR. Would you say that Vitamin DGR is a persona? Oh. Well. You know, I kind of approve of that joke. I got me. All right. Well, I was about to answer your question literally, like, if you want to imagine what I am, because I know some people, at least one person in the world is like, I wonder what V actually looks like. I need you to go, you want to know what I look like? I'm going to tell you guys right now, because I'm probably not going to get a face cam because I have terrible self-esteem. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how to envision me. Grab a piece of paper and a pencil. Draw an oval, like a long oval, right? Split it in two with a line. Color one side white, the other side red. Give it legs and the beautiful voice you can't forget. And boom, you got your boy Vitamin DGR. No. First off, Duck, that was actually funny. I'll give you that one. Only one. I'm not letting you feed and be like, oh, clearly V likes Persona jokes. But you know what? I'm too hyped right now. Persona 4 was just announced, and I'll give it a pass. But, of course, I need to give you the recap of what's happening. Nah, friend, I know what you look like. You look like a drawing of an egg with legs. Like, not an egg. I look like a vitamin. With arms and legs. There's a difference. And a voice. And hair and, I don't know, probably other characteristics. Then again, people Star likes to draw my other avatar where I'm the cute loaf of dog. So I guess that works too. For all I know, you guys probably don't even need to know what I look like. It's all fine. I'm probably just going to become just whatever form you... You know what? Imagine me what you will. Imagine me good, ugly, whatever. I don't really care. Novel cut in half with two different colors. That's an egg, bro. No. I've never seen an egg split in two, like, with two different colors. Like, it's either one solid color. I've never seen an egg that's two completely different colors. That's a disturbing egg. Unless it's one of those, like, Easter eggs. Egg shadka? What's an egg shag? Edge shadow? Nah, like pure, like two completely distinct, whatever. While Duck's getting into the technical things of this, and I realize I'm doing this without Mitsuru because I just was farming off camera. Allow me to give you guys the rundown on the recap of what you need to know before I get to my sister count, which I should get that bad boy ready. While I get that ready. Yeah, no, eggshell shadow is red, bro. I've never seen an eggshell shadow. In my mind, whenever I think of an egg, I just think of solid white or the occasional, like, brown egg. It's true, you egg. Hey, that's Mr. Professor Dr. Egg to you. DGR. But no, real quick, for the Persona 3 fans, because you know you guys want your recap. Last episode, we kept going. We're exploring more and more. We had a very serious moment with Junpei exposing his unfortunate circumstances with his alcoholic dad, which sucks, but you know what? It redeems, because we got the Junpei we know and love. And it seems that Metis is also starting to change a little bit too, accepting things. But our goal for today is to go to the new area of Ptolomea. Now, to be fair, I've just been farming through the old area to get some like money and resources. But yeah, that's the recap you need to know. With that out of the way, that's Mr. Dr. Professor Egg, DGRD. You're damn right! I have the greatest egg vitamin you ever heard of. Alright? I accept no substitutes. And I need to look up an egg now, apparently, because I didn't know eggs came in 2 different colors like that. I've never seen one like that. Unless someone painted an egg. Get him! Actually, you know what? To go further, that's Mr. Dr. Professor Egg, DGR, DDS, part of, Vitamin Corporation. There you go. What am I doing here? I should not be going crazy because I don't have much health. Wait, can I use physical text? Kinda. I'll use this. But yeah, I'm super excited for today. I've been so... Vitamin DGR Professional Egg. That's Mr. Dr. Professional Egg DGR to you. Thank you. Welcome, Fan Night to the stream. Me playing Persona 4 Golden Vita while playing P3R. I'm just saying, well, first off, welcome Fan Night to the stream. And 2, is the Persona 4 hype not real? Okay, we need to get off the egg thing because I feel like everyone's going to talk about me being an egg. Although, to be fair, if you want to draw fan art of me being an egg, I'm kind of curious of what that would look like. Never imagined myself as an egg. Interesting. My magic is going. So I'm hyped for today because the Persona 4 remake is real. It's hype. We are talking about it today's episode, at least for a good majority of it. And I did not do as much damage as I thought I did. P4 Bible is real. I'm also looking for a suspicious poll. See, out of context, that seems a little, damn it, bad. But for those that don't know, I've gone on record and stated, name me I've said many a video game in this game. All right, I forgot that cheat on booth done. I am extremely excited because Persona 4 is my favorite game of all time. I've said it on record. Now, there's a couple games that's gotten close. There's a couple games in my heart that definitely have a good spot there, like Legend of Heroes, like Dragon Quest, even Portal 2. But Persona 4, it's real, man. Persona 4 has such I'm slapping my hamster that's running around in my chest. Like, I need that in my life right now. I was about to say I need that in me right now, and I realized that that's gonna be taken out of context. You have a hamster? Oh yeah, my heart evolved to the point where it became a hamster. I'm hyped for it, and I hope to do it justice. So that's the thing I want to talk about, but I should probably inform you guys because I know I'm kind of going off on this without really like getting to the real details here. Let me start slowly and explain the thing. So a couple of days ago, they announced by John Atlas on the Xbox Showcase, because they had to do it for Xbox because I guess Xbox needs things. Oh, right, I gotta add sister count to it. Hang on, let me get a second real quick. There we go. So they announced Persona 4 Revival, and they did the whole teaser that everyone knew they would do. If they were doing a teaser, everyone knew what was gonna be. A bunch of TVs, they did the same gentle piano music. That's gonna hurt like hell. Actually, never mind. We don't have to worry about electricity. And of course, they showed what I would like to think is an alpha, like a total alpha teaser. Nice job, Metis. Like, there's no way you can look at that trailer and tell me it's like not an alpha trailer. For those that don't know, I refer to alpha as in like they clearly are just throwing like the first few seconds of, oh yeah, this is kind of what the game looked. It's like a very rough look. I would say it's like the foundation of the game, where you get to see Yu Narukami running through the main shrine and running down the street of Inaba. But again, it looks ugly. Okay, I will be fair. I'm not blind, despite my love for John Atlas. Yes, the alpha trailer looks ugly. I'm assuming some of you guys are looking this up as I'm talking about this. Maybe in a second window, or just, you know, taking my word for it. Yes, the alpha trailer looks ugly as sin. But that's not the point of the trailer. It's a teaser trailer. More like it's an announcement trailer to me. The whole goal of it is, ooh, my Kogon? I'll replace Kogon. The point of that to me is that it's supposed to announce that Persona 4 is being done. Now, to be fair, none of us really knew that Persona 4 was happening for sure. We just had conjectures, we heard bells and whistles, we were just assuming, etc, etc, etc. So for them to actually confirm by Atlus themselves, the great almighty John Atlus himself, confirmed that Persona 4 was being done, that pretty much did all the naysaying. Was like, yes, we know it, we're good. And to be fair, they did kind of, oh, right, this. I'll do this. I'll suffer ailments, it's fine. Asha arts. Okay, that's a choice.
Oh, hello.
But prior to, like I said, they only just barely announced Persona 4, or we just got, bits and pieces. Like, you guys may not know this, the voice actors, some of the voice actors, rather. So we had Yosuke's voice actor, Yuri Lowenthal, Miss Spider-Man, Sasuke in English dub, Ben Tennyson, the teenage years, you already know. We have Yuri Lowenthal was the first to say something about how Atlus didn't reach him, and he would hope, but nothing was happening, and while he'd understand, it's devastating that if he doesn't get cast as Yosuke, and it sucks, because I grew up with the actual voice, well, not actually actual, but I grew up with the original voice actors for Persona 4. He basically, yeah, exactly. It's true, he did. We didn't know that the game was released, and I remember seeing that and talking about it, and then literally the other day, they announced it. So clearly, he knew, but was just kept on the hush-hush. But yeah, Yuri Lowenthal said, yeah, no, Atlus, they didn't reach out to me, so I guess I'm not gonna be Yosuke, which sucks. And then it was like, what, the next day after, that Chie's voice actress, the newer one rather, Erin Fitzgerald, said that she wasn't cast in it, and that Atlus didn't reach her, and that while she would hope that, it is what it is. And then, it was a day after that, I think it was a day after that, or maybe it was later on that day actually, that Yukiko's voice actress, Amanda Wynn Lee, was also saying, yeah, Atlus didn't reach out to me, it sucks, but whatever, it is what it is. And the interesting thing, this is where I go into the conspiracy theory mode, is the first people to say something were the first characters outside of the main protagonist. That's what she's in. Ooh, nice. Would you say those three are the closest to each other? I believe it. Like those three, like I've seen well, I can't think of any Amanda Wynn Lee moments, but I can think of a couple of like interviews I saw between Erin Fitzgerald and Yuri Lowenthal, and being like, yeah, it's crazy. At least in Yuri is close to Erin, and Erin is closer to Amanda. Oh yeah. I'm about to say, because I don't remember seeing many things between Yuri and Amanda, but I think I did see some things with Erin and Amanda, and Erin with Yuri. I think. I'm not too certain, but that's beside the point, although it is an interesting thing. The interesting parallel is in the game of Persona 4, which is in any trailer, any spoiler, so it's not whatever. Don't come to me saying it's spoilers. But they basically said, okay, hey, the first characters outside of the main protagonist, that you get in the game, they're the first people to say something about Persona 4 Remake. A little uncanny. And of course, a lot of us were like thinking, oh, we're gonna get Troy Baker or Sam Riegel or even Laura Bailey to say something going in the next order. Not to skip Naoto, but I'm just saying, well, to be fair, I'm still trying to figure out who the flip Naoto's voice actress is, because I think she's credited for a bunch of people. But I digress. It's still just uncanny that the first couple of people to say something about Persona 4 are the first people in the game that you befriend and join you and etc. It was pretty funny to me. That's the first thing, right? But to go back to to the other aspect I was saying, they showed the trailer, so it's called Persona 4 Revival, which I don't like that title. Now, I know everyone's gonna be like, but V, you like John Atlus. What do you mean? What? One funny thing, Yuri, Laura, and Matt were on a future game show. Were they really? I didn't know that, actually. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Also, I'm in the wrong area, so we can just... Let's get out of here. Oops. You can go to the new area now. I'll just farm. Oh, wait. Nope. We gotta get Mitsuru back. Ooh, that was bad. I almost left my friend there. Sorry, Mitsuru. My bad.
Hello.
Totally my bad. All right, now we can go to the new area.
Oh, there's a treasure chest.
Is there? Okay, fine, let me get it real quick, and then we'll go. I didn't know they did a game show together. That's interesting. Man, I wish I had known about that. That must have been so much fun to watch. But yeah, before I go to the new area, or now I'm going to the new area and keep going, because last episode I did die and screw up. I don't like the title of Persona 4 Revival. I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. I don't like it, but I've been thinking about why they called it Revival, and I have a thought on it. But yes, for now, I don't know if that's a thing where it's only in Japan they're calling it that. I don't know if it's in this, like, internationally they're calling it that. But as far as we know, currently by the time this video is done, which is early June, the new Persona 4 remake is called Revival. Now comes the... I should probably say the game so I don't have to lose out on my progress. Now comes the issue on why... That makes sense in TV reference? No, it's okay. So I had a thought on that. But before we explain that aspect, Phantom Knight, let me at least quickly say, yesterday, I've been racking my brain thinking about why they called it Revival.
We're gonna see another past memory here? I wonder, that dark figure that keeps popping up in these memories we see, do they have something to do with us being trapped in this place? Probably not. Let's keep going.
Best to stay on your toes here.
So I understand the aspect of reviving a TV show, things like that. But prior to that, I didn't think of that.
Yuri understood that he wanted a friend who would see him for who he really is. It's quite impressive, given how long it took me to realize that about myself.
Prior to, I was like, why are they calling it Revival? Compared to, you know, Persona 3's remake coming up with Reload. Like, it didn't make sense to me at first. And I've been thinking about why. Like, I still don't like the title of Revival. I originally thought it'd be cool to call it Rewind or Reset. Yes, I know the pun of Risei, but still, I just thought it'd be more sense with that aspect. But I guess it is what it is. Did I get a crit? Nice! So, I didn't get it at first, but there was something that came to me. And I went on several different forums because I'm such a nerd. I was going through different things on Reddit, and I haven't been replaying Golden, even though I kind of want to, but I gotta wait until I do it on the marathon. One person brought up something interesting. So, Revival. Many people don't know this. This is only going to make sense to those who played Persona 4 Golden. So, I'm telling you right now, potential spoiler warning. I'm just going to say this right now. Potential spoiler warning for those who haven't played Persona 4 Golden. If you haven't played Persona 4 Golden, I do not blame you if you want to click off the video or at least mute me for at least 60 seconds. As soon as I snap my fingers, I'll start. So, just saying right now, this is your spoiler warning for those who haven't played Persona 4 Golden. It's not absurdly a heavy spoiler, but it might potentially ruin the experience. So, your spoiler warning is going to begin, or your spoiler warning starts now, and I'm about to spoil in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Marie, the beautiful new Velvet Room attendant that ends up being Amano Sagiri, the opposite version of her, or another variation of her, excuse me. You know, covered by the fog and all that, or mess with the fog, another incarnation of Izanagi. Sorry, I'm nerding out here. Her link, her social link in Persona 4 Golden is the Aeon link, A-E-O-N, which is interesting to me because the Aeon, there's a cutscene where I think it's Margaret that says the Aeon represents rebirth and revival. And maybe it's just me, but a part of me was thinking like, what? No, there's a connection. There's something there. Okay, spoiler warning done. So that's my thing on thinking on why they called it Revival. And then I looked up more about like Revival and TV programming, and I'm pretty sure that's what Phantom Knight was getting to. Granted, Phantom Knight probably thought about it way before I did, because I've been racking my brain the other night just being like, why the flip are they calling it Revival? I don't understand. Why Revival? What about that is connected to a TV? Or the theme of it? Because think about Persona 3 Reload, right? Reload makes sense because, you know, you have the gun, which is the evoker, and you're reloading the gun. It makes sense on that aspect.
Doing better than ever.
Like you're doing it again. Oh, right, I had to mention the sister counter. But it made sense on that. And I didn't understand about Revival, except for the fact of, you know, reviving a TV program after a long period of time. So at least that's the thing that I came to looking on the internets and everything. And I'm not saying I isn't like, oh, I thought about myself. That means like, again, I've spent time looking on forums and Reddit and all these other things. So that's the thing I came to after reading all these things. I don't know if that's the case. I still don't quite like the title of Revival, but I understand it. And I'm certain that in time, I'll accept it. It still didn't kill my hype levels. And I'll be honest, it's probably just more of a petty thing. Oh, I didn't even see these. It's more of a petty thing of, oh, I wish it would have been called Rewind instead, but whatever. Or Reset instead. But I'm certain that in time, I'll probably change my opinion or be so blinded by how much I love Persona 4 that I'm just be like, yeah, Revival's the best title ever.
I feel a bit uneasy.
Before I go further, I need to tell you guys, let's see, how many sisters are we at? For those who've been more invested in the sister counter, give me 1 second to count. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200, 25, 210, 215, 220, 225. By my count, we should be at about 227 times Meta said sister, which means I am going to be well under my initial goal. Or rather, she's going to say it. That's not the wrong thing to say. I think the better thing to say is she's going to be way over my initial assumption, because I think I said that at the very beginning, Metis would say sister at least 300 times. I don't think we're close to beating this yet. Maybe about halfway, a little bit more than that actually. And yet we're just now at 220. So I have a funny feeling she might say sister over 300 times, but we'll see. Again, I might be off a little bit on the... All right, well, just gonna add one more. I was just about to say I might be off by 1 or 2, and then she immediately says sister again. They have ice. I'm gonna chop them because I made Vanities have a very good crit rate. Now, there's also something else interesting when it comes to the remake of Persona 4. Something that I don't know if people are really thinking about. Now this, I don't know if people looked up. I am promising you with everything I have, I didn't look up anything on this. This was just immediately my thought because I was farming in Persona 3. People may not know. I've been farming the main story of Persona 3 because I'm trying to get the social links so I can get Orpheus Telos and do a bonus thing for that, right? I said it before. So here's the thing that I figured out. I'm certain at least if I figured it out, someone else must have.
A victory well earned.
And if you didn't think about this, then shout in the comment section and be like, wow, V, I never thought about that. Because I would be so honored if, you first found it out because of me. And if not, then, well, you can lie. I don't care. I don't just want to just share my opinions on this. So here's the interesting thing. This is going to make sense when you compare it to Persona 3 Reload, right? So even though they added aspects, or they made a couple of changes. Remember, Persona 3 Reload is a remake of the original Persona 3 with FES elements. Like, they barely added it. So it's supposed to be at heart Persona 3 remake, and then just has little bits and pieces of Golden. So maybe I'm overreaching on this, but when they're doing Persona 4 Revival, they played the theme Time to Make History. Why am I running around in circles? They made the theme Time to Make History. Like, it gets to a moment where it shows you like kind of like running down in this, alpha build, and you're like, ugh, man, this animation style is ugly. But that's not the point. The point is they played Time to Make History on it, and some of you guys may not realize this. Time to Make History was played in Golden, not the original Persona 4. The original battle theme, and one of the biggest themes to Persona 4 was Reach Out to the Truth. You heard it like 50 million times. You heard it every time there was a normal fight, right? So it wasn't until they did Persona 4 Golden where they had the, if you take initiative, like you get the enemy or the player advantage. Did you hear me? Okay. Then you get the ability to hear that. The Time to Make History thing. It's like how in Persona 5 Royale, you hear Take Over instead of Last Surprise, even though I prefer Last Surprise more. Or in this game, like episode Aigis, you're listening to, I think the title, what is the song called again? You listen to Don't instead of the normal battle theme of Mass Destruction. I guess it would be more to say the Mass Destruction episode Aigis version or whatever it is. But it's interesting to me, yes, Metis, I'll add a counter in a second. It's interesting to me that they decided to go with Golden's theme, which means unlike Persona 3 Reload, or something like Persona 3 Reload where they're just like doing Persona 3's original story and have like sprinkled bits of it. Wow, you said 2 sisters? Come on, Metis. Unlike Persona 3 Reload where they're just doing mostly Persona 3 and then they just added little bits and pieces of FES, it makes me think that they're just gonna do a revival of Golden. They're completely skipping the aspect of doing Persona 4 Vanilla. And to be fair, even though I like Persona 4 Vanilla, obviously Golden is a far better game, I can see that it's kind of hard to get people into doing a remake of Persona 4 because Persona 4 is kind of meh. Like, Golden is literally better in every way. it's not as like night and day compared to Persona 3. And for the Persona 3 fans, you and I gotta come together and agree. Persona 3 doesn't really have the best track record or the best history of expressing itself. What I mean by that is, if I were to try to convince someone to play Persona 3, yes, I could easily say Reload now, but let's take away Reload. If we only had Persona 3 FES, and Persona 3 Portable, which one would you say people to play? Would you say Portable? Would you say FES? Or would you say OG? Now, I don't think many people would say original Persona 3 unless you really want people to hate you. But if you were to say, okay, you need to play Persona 3 FES, then what about the people who are like, well, no, why don't you play Portable? And then the people are gonna be like, oh, well, Portable is a way different experience. Even though you get the female protagonist, go to FES. They both had their differences to the point where it was kind of a toss-up about which one you preferred. Is it a strong presence? Okay. And there's Madonna. Okay, cool. So it was hard. It wasn't until we got Reload. Aw. I hate the fact that I don't get to hear what they say.
The enemy looks tough. What is optimal?
I don't know what I can use, so I'm gonna use Justice. But it was hard. It was hard. And I know a lot of Persona 3 fans gotta agree with me on this. So they're like, yeah, you know what, V? Yeah, it's kind of hard to really ration that.
Amazing,
I heard that sister, by the way. You can say what you will, but excluding Reload, you can't tell me it's easy to convince somebody to go into Persona 3 FES or Portable without thinking, or, yeah, at least considering the other one, right? Must be electricity. Noted. Wait for you. But it is what it is. Like, I don't know. I think that might be one of the perks on Persona 4. And I'm not saying Persona 4 is better, even though I am because I'm a fan, but taking away my biased opinion of my love for Persona 4, I have to say that Persona 3, yes, has a better style. Ow, 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 ow. That freaking hurt. Okay, can't. Ooh, I can shoot him. There we go. Phew. I was scared if I couldn't shoot you. Ooh, that's some goodies. Meteorama? Sweet. And money? Hell yes. Yeah, now we're finally getting the good stuff.
That was a good workout.
Yeah, workout useless. But Golden and Persona 4 are different because if you ask any single person, whether they're a veteran Persona 4 player like yours truly, or they're just someone that's just getting into it, I guarantee you, it will be almost unanimous that everyone would say, if you try to play Persona 4, play Golden. Don't bother with the original one. Except for those who just want to like play how it used to look. Like, the only times of people I think that would recommend the PS2 version are literally people who are like, oh, well, I like the classic version, or I like the OG version, things like that. So, I don't know. I just find that interesting to me, personally. I should probably heal, because I'm about to deal with a lot of nonsense, aren't I? There, cool. But yeah, you ask anyone, we'll all say go for Golden. Golden's way better. No point in doing FES. It is what it is. And that's okay. That's what makes it interesting. And
Let's do this.
I'm not saying it's better, but it definitely is more acceptable when it comes to Persona 4 over Persona 3. Because there's still people that, exception of Reload, would still get down to it. Like, it's only recently that people are like, just play Reload. It solves it. Like, it's not a problem. Think about the fact that if it wasn't for Reload that came out last year, damn, I'm playing Reload for a year now. Well, to be fair, I'm on episode Aigis, so I beat it within a year, but still, whatever. It's still the aspect of people that try to convince people to play Persona 3 without Reload, like prior to a year ago, would have still been going off between Reload and between Portable and FES. I know that. I was part of that. I even had a friend that was asking me, like, V, which one I should do? And I was like, I don't really. I think I chose Portable, actually. I don't actually remember which one I sent my friend, but whatever. And now I'm grateful for Reload, but it wasn't as easy like a year ago. But to Golden / Persona 4, you ask me, I'm like, oh yeah, play Golden. Ask any of us, we'll say Golden. Golden's just way better, and that looks like it's gonna hurt. Ooh, good dodge. And that's not a, it's just kind of nice to know that we all can come together and universally accept that Persona 4 Golden is the definitive Persona 4 game. Yes, they have a million one spin-offs. No, I personally don't care. They can milk it till it's completely shriveled up. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Should I scan on this enemy?
Please do. Does it have a weakness? No. Okay. Good to know.
This is my
Alright, well, let's see if I can boost our crit rate a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't screw us up.